I mean, thinking about probably fairly familiar verses in Ephesians 4 about the apostle and the prophet and the pastor and the teacher and the evangelist, that sort of fivefold ministry as it's sometimes referred to, and often those gifts are put in the context of leadership. These are leadership gifts. You're an apostle or a pastor, a teacher, a prophet or an evangelist. And actually the context of Ephesians 4 is the body. It doesn't talk about leadership at all. It talks about us playing our part in the body of Christ as believers. And those gifts are there for the edification of the body, for the building up of the body, to encourage one another into those gifts. And as I thought about it and looked at that passage, I wondered whether actually you could legitimately say there are 5 gifts given to the body. So are they divided up evenly perhaps across the body? Could we at least start there? So as there are 5, could 20% of any Christian community be apostolic, 20% be prophetic, 20% be teachers, 20% be pastors, 20% be evangelistic in their core motivation, in the way that they see the world and think about who they are? And then if you start there, let's just say we accept that for a moment. It's never going to be exactly that, is it? And we think they're those gifts to equip the saints for the work of ministry. Then the prophets should be encouraging each of us to be more prophetic. The teachers should be enabling us to understand our Christian life and walk in the Bible, etc. The pastors should be helping us to help each other, to look out for each other. So these gifts are being shared around so that all of us become better at operating in each of those gifts, if we think about the context of those verses. And, the evangelists, rather than being out there doing the evangelistic stuff, which they will on occasions because that's who they are, should be helping each of us to be better witnesses to our faith. And rather than that be a lone person, if this split is sort of slightly more evenly spread than perhaps we thought about, then maybe 20% of the people in any Christian community are carrying that gift to some degree or another. So what would it look like for us to think about those verses in that sort of way, and how might that reshape the way that we think about who we are, what we have to offer, and indeed how we lead and develop and grow each other in our faith in that sort of context of sharing life together in our Christian communities? Wouldn't we therefore be more attractive and healthy and together individuals if we were dipping into each of those areas, rather than saying, well, I'm prophetic, so I'm going to deliver this message, and somebody who's pastoral will just have to pick up all the bits after what I say, or I'm an apostle, so I'm just going to go out and if you want to come with me, you come, and if you don't, then tough, sort of thing. It's not a very body-like sort of community dynamic going on there. So if each of us can shape each other around those gifts, then hopefully we become more whole people, and the body as itself would function better together. But they're just my thoughts. Might not have much credibility to them, I don't know, you'll have to make up your mind. But go look at the passage for yourself, Ephesians 4, and see what you think, whether that little thought has any traction.